Hello and good evening and welcome to the channel. My name is TCG, aka That Crime Guy, and we are live with part 4 of Turnabout Big Top. That's the third episode of Ace Attorney Justice for All. So, who have we got in the chat? So we've got JFC. He's working again, so he didn't stay, but good evening to you, mate. I hope you're having a good, hope your shift finishes soon. And we've also got Nico in there as well. Good evening, Nico. How are you doing? You all right? If you're here on the replay, welcome. Sorry you didn't make it to the live, but if you would be so kind as to drop me a like and subscribe and do all the algorithmically friendly things, that would be massively appreciated. And also, if you have if you do appreciate the streams, if you're enjoying them so far, if you've caught a few episodes or whatnot, you can tip me via the pinned comment or also the Streamlabs link in the description. It is no obligation, but it is massively appreciated. And I've just seen a few other people coming as well. We've got Murgut, good evening, mate. Maverick is here, and Not Moriarty too. Excellent. And Mr. Gently Benevolent has just bowled in as well. My favourite nephew. So let's talk about tonight. So tonight's stream, we're going to be doing a bit more of a trial, maybe even actually getting this turnabout sorted out. Moving on to Turnabout 4 for later this week. Just very quickly, I saw Nico. He said, TCG, have you done an episode on your main channel about Fred and Rose West? I listened to the last podcast on the Left series about them yesterday, and Jesus Christ, they're messed up. I haven't done a full story on them. Just part of the reason is they're quite... It's quite... I don't want to use the word mainstream, but I can't really think of another word for it. But it is a pretty well-known story. But the closest I have come to covering them was I did like 2 little mini videos because there were some developments I think last year. Well, turned out to be nothing, unfortunately. But there was Mary Bastholm, I believe her name was. She was a 16-year-old girl who went missing, and it was believed that Fred had taken her and killed her. And there were suspicions that she was buried underneath the cafe that she worked at the time. And so they basically closed off the cafe. The police did last year, and they were conducting searches, like digging out and everything. Ultimately, it turned out to unfortunately be nothing. But yeah, that's the closest I've come to covering them. But I have done videos on other sort of like big stories here. Most notably, I've done Peter Sutcliffe. Covered that story. I've covered the Shannon Matthews disappearance. Just trying to think what other ones I've done really. I mean, yeah, I've done all sorts, to be honest with you. There's quite a few to name. It's quite a few to name. But yeah, Not Moriarty asks, TCG, Frazzles, Walkers or McCoys? It depends on the flavour of Walkers, and it also depends on the flavour of McCoys, but I do love me some Frazzles. I think you got to start small, though, and work your way up. So, I would go Frazzles first, because they're typically the smallest. Then I'd probably go up to Walkers and then finish off with the McCoys. They're very well known in the UK culture. They're almost meme level, if that's an appropriate way. Yeah. Is Peter Sutcliffe the guy who was basically the UK Jeffrey Dahmer? Not necessarily, no. He was the Yorkshire Ripper. I would say if you were looking at the equivalent of Jeffrey Dahmer here, I would probably say Dennis Nielsen would be the UK equivalent, just because of the types of victims that he targeted as well. And in fact, there was sort of like a documentary. Well, I say documentary. It was a TV sort of series that was released a couple of years ago in the UK, starring Doctor Who himself. Oh my God, what's his name? David Tennant. starring David Tennant. Yes. And I'll tell you what, when he, with all the makeup and stuff, mate, dude, he proper looked like Dennis Nielsen in like the mugshots. But that's a really good series if you wanted to check that out. Just so you know as well, I've got tea and lemonade tonight, so I might have to zip out for a moment. Oh, GB, you've not had McCoy since you got shipped off to the prison colony, my dude. Oh, mate, get some imported over there if they'll let you. Right, so yeah, let's see. So shall we've got a few of you here now. Shall we crack on with the episode? I saw Maverick as well. Did I say hello to Maverick? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, there he is. I didn't see his butt comment, so I didn't really. I'm normally looking out for that at the start. Right. Let's crack on, shall we? I am still working on my main video as well. As you guys are here, actually, because it normally takes me a while to get videos out nowadays because of my work schedule. But I'll quickly let you know because you're here. Consider it an exclusive. This is almost like a secret channel, if you will. So this story is about a girl who, and it's actually the first case I'm going to be covering from the Netherlands. So this girl, she goes missing in October 1995. Body's found November the following month, and very, very sort of tragic circumstances. We all know kind of what happened, and I think for 16 years the case essentially goes cold. There's not. The police seem to think it could be the stepdad or the stepbrother, but there's nothing really tying them to it. And in March 2011, the stepbrother just posts on Facebook, 8th of March, I believe it was, basically confessing to the murder. And of course, everybody's shocked, you know, especially to find out the way that they did. Like, how could this stepbrother do it? Well, he may have had ulterior motives for confessing, because what ended up happening was his confession turned out to not be a confession, but rather a way to get detectives to exhume her body, to carry out DNA testing, because DNA technology had advanced dramatically since the murder. And they found a DNA profile that shouldn't have been there, shall we say. And they managed to tie it to somebody who was subsequently convicted. The things you do for your family. Would you do that? Sadly, though, the hero of this story tragically ended his own life. I think it was either last year or the year before last. So when this video is eventually done and it's out there, mad respect to that lad. His name is Andy van den Herk, and he's a fucking hero. Well done, lad. Anyway, December 30, 9:41 a.m, District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 5. Although I will say he did it because he thought his stepdad was the killer. Spoiler alert, he wasn't. Good morning, Max.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties.
You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today.
I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it.
Tee-hee? Is that... Oh, sir.
Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina!
How fabulous! My sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today?
Of course I did.
Just remember, it's the Netherlands, not the nether regions.
Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this.
Mo said that?
So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess. You'll fly at the end?
It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties?
Ah, not Moriarty. You forgot your screwdriver. Poor lad.
Huh?
I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't...
Yeah, she doesn't seem to realise what's going on, or even where she is.
Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience.
Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there.
Good luck, Max. You're the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, today on YouTube, I have been mostly watching sovereign citizen content. What have you been watching lately on YouTube, and why have you been watching it? For me, without going into too much detail, the topic came up at work today, and it really reminded me of how, like, just how sort of silly it is. I mean, I can understand the logic behind it, but I've never really sort of deep dived into it. I didn't realise that it was a movement that sort of gained popularity around about the 70s in America, I think it was. And I think the BBC called it an anti-government like organisation or organisation. But I think it's more accurate to say that they're more anti-tax and more concerned with overreach from government overreach. So they just opt out altogether. That's absolutely mental. Oh, sorry, just 2 seconds. So yeah, that's me. Yeah. So I was watching a lot of content of sovereign citizens in court trying to get away with various crimes, ranging from sort of traffic incidents all the way up to murder as well. Man, it was mental. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick?
Top of the morning to ya. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? How low can you go?
Mo.
Top of the morning to you, governor.
Top of the morning?
That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with the energy in the morning.
Mergy, you've been watching Archaeology Tube and Horror Homework. I did my horror homework today, actually. Guys, if you're not aware already, tomorrow night we'll be over Proper Horror Show's channel. Where we'll be reviewing Tales from the Dark Side, the 1990 film. Some very good little cameo appearances, including one late great Breaking Bad character. So if you haven't already, check that out. Link is in the description for Proper Horror Show's channel. So do subscribe to that, hitting the notification bell so that you get alerted to when we go live over there. It will be at around 8 PM UK time tomorrow. So do that. Do that.
The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk.
Why is everyone giving him milk?
Oh my, thanks.
So, how are you today, Wright?
Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit.
You mean Acro?
Huh? You think he did it?
Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare.
If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to that already. Wonder if I could arrange a horror actress to turn up on Proper Tube's channel. Do you know what? That would be pretty cool. The closest we got, and I don't know if you guys are aware, but when we first started doing the Horror Show streams, we covered the film, I think it's called Butterfly. Oh my god, what was it called? Butterfly Effect? No, it wasn't that film. I can't remember the name of the bloody film now. Butterfly Stitches or something like that. But the funny thing is, as we were talking about this film and reviewing it, one of the lead actors and the director of that film just so happened to turn up to the live stream, and we're chatting away in the comments section as we were reviewing it. That was good. And yes, GB, he does good agenting. I can attest to that.
It just means that I won't be able to press him like...
Oh, it's Phoenix talking. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can with other witnesses. Oh yeah, good shout, Mergu. That's true actually. We also got a when we covered Videodrome. James Woods was the lead actor in that movie, and he sound boosted that stream as well. That was a pretty cool thing to happen. What are you gonna do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past that crow and to the truth. I haven't heard about Hutt River, no. Elaborate, my friend.
You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father.
You want us to make sure Regina watches?
Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today.
What's that supposed to mean?
She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be old-fashioned, an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars.
Sha, man, come on, man. Don't ruin her. Dude. Dude. I bet he watched The Lion King and was like, Mufasa's wrong, actually. December 30, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Bloke in Western Australia declared his land a sovereign principality, the Principality of Hutt River, ruled by Prince Leonard, I think, issued own coins and passports, etc. Oh my gosh. Really? I did hear of this family who took over an abandoned oil rig, I believe it was, out in, I want to say the North Sea. I'm sure it was the North Sea. And because nobody claims it as theirs, like Norway or Britain or whatever, it's actually an independent island. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss von Karma, you may proceed with your case.
The prosecution would like to revise its previous series of events.
What's the meaning of this?
We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime.
Oh, that's got the court excited. Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up.
Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene, on my orders.
Poor gumshoe. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Well, to the seat. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Oh, he's like a Disney princess, isn't he?
Name and occupation.
Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. Sealand, that's it. It was a World War II Seafort calculator. Yes. Oh, was he? How brilliant. Yeah, but Sealand, that's the one. That's the one. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Berry Big Circus.
Where were you on the night of the crime?
I was in my room that night.
If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene.
My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. My ding... Come on, chat with me. Sing with me. My ding-a-ling. My ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling. Legit song.
The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking.
See, that's another thing that could be fixed by aging up Regina, because when she's younger, it doesn't make sense to want to take away her whimsical view. Yeah, exactly.
Would you tell us what you witnessed?
Okay. I love that we are getting straight into it. It was just after 10 p.m, and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump. noise from outside the window. I'm not drunk enough to play with your ding-a-ling. It's a bell. He's talking about a bell. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like.
Checking out his arse a lot, or higher, Acro. Hey, hey, hey. You recognise him from the back? Hey, hey, hey.
To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown.
If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the skies at night.
Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness.
A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things. Herr Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Miles Edgeworth did. Herr Miles Edgeworth did.
TCG, why did you start at 9:15? Such a random time. Because I wanted to make my cup of tea and make sure it was still warm enough. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings?
There's no way that actually happened.
Very well. You may proceed with your cross-examination. It's probably because she deals with fools day in, day out, not Moriarty. What I witnessed. It was just after 10 PM and I was resting in my bed. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? TCG needs his fluids to go for another TCP later. That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. Your cup of tea, yes. My cup of tea indeed. Swish, swish. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? Yeah, Nico, I'm being stereotypically English. I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Ha ha ha. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers.
Oh! The witness will proceed with his testimony.
When aren't I? Around that time, I heard I keep saying huge. A large thump noise from outside the window. Oh, go back. There we go. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed? That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? I was indeed. Pressing acro doesn't seem to get results. Maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now. Let's go with that for now. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. Okay. Now, sometimes what you do is you go through the entire testimony, press, then you can go back and catch him out later. I do remember that happening once or twice in the game. I don't know if it happens in this specific instance, but I'm pretty sure it happens in a 3rd game. Are you sure it was a human being? I mean, there were aliens uncovered in Mexico which were released to a court earlier this afternoon. Yesterday, I should say, actually. Apparently. Which, I'm going to tell you now, guys, it ain't aliens. It never is. It could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action figure. Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible.
You have no need to mince words with Herr Phoenix Wright. Testify to the truth, and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night.
I believe it was human. It just strengthened his testimony. I wonder if Acro's statement jives with the facts. You see, look, it's going to start doing this. What's the matter, Mr. Wright?
No, nothing.
Until I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. Maybe we've got to add something to the testimony. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind. That's who it looked like. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window? The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? Here we go. I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get, but maybe there was something fishy with his latest bit of testimony. Maybe? Maybe? He said he saw the silk... Alright, let's try. There was a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given.
If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence.
She's right. Let me see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? No. Oh, wait. I think I've got it. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Yeah, Phoenix. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me. Well, that's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the Ringmaster's hat, right? Yeah, there you go, Nico, there you go. Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? No. This is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you have been fibbing on the stand. Order! Order!
As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking.
Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth, and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? Oh shoot, man. Are we going? Are we just gonna go all in? Are we going all in? He has a grudge against Max. Acro was dreaming. Acro is the real culprit. Yeah, definitely save Mogu in with the save. I think... I mean, I feel like 1 and 3 are going to have the same outcome regardless. Or I could just say that he's the real culprit. Go with it. Let's go with it. Gonna go all in, Nico, Your Honour. On this occasion, the defence accuses Acro himself.
On this occasion?
Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Well, obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. What? No, you don't say. Excuse me, Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honour.
I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Try to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book.
Really?
If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to be almost scary.
I forgot about this animation.
He is staying rather calm and collected. Ow.
Mr. Dingaling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation?
I don't really need to say a thing, do I?
What do you mean?
Whew. Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house.
That's true.
I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things...
See? Even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless cruel man. Phoenix is a poopy head. See that, Mr. Herr Phoenix Wright? If you're trying to drum up the support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it.
Set his wheelchair on fire.
I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice.
What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice?
Oh shoot, did he have an accomplice?
Man, you know...
Oh man. He's unable to stay. Can't be a witness because he can't stand trial. Von Karma getting Fauci to sign off on Acro's legs. I don't know.
Yeah, he did!
It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider possible accomplices.
You don't say.
Not good, not good. This isn't going to end well.
Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy.
What?
You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes.
Mr. Wright, it seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but will be making other accusations. If Acro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you.
I understand, Your Honor. Gulp.
Very well, let's continue. Who, perchance, would happen to be Acro's accomplice?
I think I've ballsed up here.
You don't say.
Uh-oh. This is suddenly looking very, very bad.
Don't tell me you think you're going to get off this easy.
What?
Oh, did you hear that?
Hear what?
The sound of you getting caught in your own trap. What a splendid accomplice. I'm sure this accusation is built on a solid foundation.
Foundation?
Yes, Mr. Wright. Do you have any proof that this person you've accused was indeed an accomplice?
Oh, shoot.
Don't get fooled by a trap, you'll get a reputation.
You haven't forgotten what happened 6 months ago, have you? I have conclusive evidence of what's... Come on. Placed by Acro in Regina's pocket of the morning of the crime. Yes, it's got to be this.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
This piece of evidence is lacking in persuasive power.
What?
You know, the sound of your receiving a penalty.
What are you doing, Nick?
What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? Okay. I think did we save it here? No, alright, we'll save it here. I'm happy to take the hit on that one. Let's go with, of course he didn't. Yeah, I don't think he did, yeah. Come on.
Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice.
Because I think she wants us to fall into that trap. And if we go, not this time, Von Karma.
What?
You're not going to sucker me into this one. She already has, by the way. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Order! Order! What are you getting at?
Way to keep them on their toes, Nick.
Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry.
Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that?
I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed.
All right, then let's do it. Herr Phoenix Wright, if this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies. Richtig?
Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ding?
Well, he had to have been here, surely. He had to have been here. There is no way he was anywhere but exactly right here.
In the plaza? He was at the scene of the crime itself? You're right, though. The murderer would have had to have met the victim.
Oh, wait. Stab him in the leg, Phoenix. See if he's faking them being knackered. Ow!
Miss Von Karma, stop it! You will be quiet and refrain from striking people.
The witness could not have possibly left the lodging house on his own. Not to mention what Mr. Phoenix Wright has just said. There was no accomplice, remember?
Yeah, you're right. You think I could get another chance?
Wait just 1 minute. Don't forget about my proverbial whip as well.
Crap. We are going to take quite a few hits in this one. Wait a minute. No. Okay. I think I've cracked it. He was in his room. He was obviously here the entire time.
That's Acro's room.
Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster.
What? Are you nuts?
What say you, Mr. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-dong-ding-dong-a-ling-a-wing-a-ding-a-ding-long-wong-dong?
You're welcome to use that whip anywhere else, Von Karma. Ooh. It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you proposed is impossible, yes, that's it. I'm going to unscrew his wheelchair with my screwdriver.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible.
Von Karma is 8. Yeah, Von Karma's 18 is absolutely fine. Although, still too young for my books. Because I'm an old man now.
As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer.
You've got a point.
It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime.
That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he?
Hooray!
But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright?
What is it?
I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. Oh my god! Right. Yeah, you can still pull a young hottie, Uncle TCG. You've got that YouTube fame to dazzle her with. Mate, you know what? Happily married. very happily married. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. The birds were wearing the costume. I can do one better than that, GB. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. And he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Time to enlighten us as to show how Mr. Ding-a-ling-a-ding-a-ling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. What if I told you that he did it with this? Because it was taken from the cafeteria. We'll present the evidence now. I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Ding-a-ling use to commit the crime of the murder? So what did Mr. Ding-a-ling-a-ding-a-long ding-dang-dooley-goolies use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry? What's that? A picture? Hey! Mima! It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust? Because think about it. If he saw the hat while it was coming up, he saw that hat. The hat that's on the floor, the ringmaster, I think, was wearing that. Okay? He would have had that because it's a shiny object that a certain monkey would have nicked from the cafeteria. It's all starting to come together now. It's all starting to come together. The bust. It's quite a large bust. And chat, do we like a large bust? 1, if you do. 2, if you don't. I expect to see unanimous ones. It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-sized, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death, especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. See, this is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galacticus' ample bust. Fucking love the writing on this game, man. Order, order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster? Who wouldn't mind a bust falling onto them every now and again? Hey, chat. It's a rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. Oh. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have had more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Need me a bust like that. Mr. Ding Dang Ging Gang Gooly Gooly Gotcha. Mr. Dingaling, how do you respond to these charges? 2 words. Oh, okay. 1 word. Well? Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well. I'd watch what I say if I were you, Herr Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get a proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? On karma? She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. TCG, would you rather be able to run like the Flash but have to be naked to run that fast, or be able to fly but have to be naked to fly? It's definitely running. There was absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way for once in a while? Mr. Massive Gonads, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you.
Ah, that woman will sink to any low to win a case.
I choose the running, but if I had to be naked, my third leg would get in the way and trip me up. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think?
Ah, crap, and you know what?
I feel like there's a further twist coming as well.
I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony.
It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries.
That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright?
I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination.
He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really.
I can't let her get to me. Got to focus.
TCG, what would my Australian name be?
It would be that crime guy, mate. That's what it would be. It'd be that crime guy. That gross physical state, mate. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. Hold it, mate. Have you ever lifted up the bust before? I've lifted many busts, mate. Nah, I never actually lifted it up with my own two hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? You know who money is, mate. That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before.
Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingaling.
I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured.
What do you mean, maybe? Hang on. Was the ringmaster actually crushed? He had a massive bust dropped on him. Wouldn't he be flattened? You'd think so. When are you coming to Australia to get your prison name, TCG? I don't know. I do actually have family that live out in Australia. My uncle lived out there for a little while. He came back, though, a few years back. But he lived out there for about, I think, 15 years himself. And he's got even now, right, after being home for as long as he has, he still has a really thick Australian accent. Which reminds me, actually, I need to message him.
Rightio. So what have you been doing to keep in shape, mate? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything.
Anyway, enough of the Aussie.
Enough of that. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, slowpoke. I mean, Nick.
Whoa. How did the discussion turn on me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the... Yogi reference. I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. I haven't got an Oz accent at all, even after my long sentence to be... Mate, you say that, but... Have you been back to the UK recently? And if so, did anybody comment on it? Or did they say, like, by Jove, your accent is as English as ever? And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window? There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. How long do you think your recovery will take? Nah, I haven't been back for years. April will be my first pro, yeah. So let me know what people say, because the thing is, because my uncle doesn't hear it in himself. Like, he thought he was talking normally.
And we're like, bloody hell, like your accent, man, it's proper full on Australian. Like, how did that happen? Bless him, though. He's a great guy, he is.
You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation. But it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%.
I think it has faded a little bit, though, actually, thinking about it. But there's still, like, a little tinge of it. It's amazing, though, how, like, your accent can change based on the location that you're in. Like, I imagine that if I was to move abroad or whatever, I think my twang would change to sort of fit more with the locals. And I think it's just one of those things, isn't it? Part of that integration process.
Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window.
That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head.
Why do you say it would be impossible?
Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window.
Aussies still think I'm Irish, so no idea.
Thus, there is no way that I would know the location of the ringmaster's head.
That must be why the Boston accent sounds so weird. It's got Italian and Irish kind of mixed in. Yeah, probably. Well, I suppose you've got a point.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust.
That does make sense.
If only I could prove it somehow, which I might be able to.
Because of the box, maybe? Yeah? Yeah. Oi, there's another bust on screen. Hey! That Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. It's like, I've been here, boo, gape sausage. This message is so weird.
I think I've already explained things sufficiently. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think?
If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all.
If all I had to do was drop it, you're right. I could have done that. However, there is no way that I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head.
Hey, Spencer. Good evening.
So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright?
Acro is strong enough to lift up the bust.
The main problem is how he could have aimed for the ringmaster's head.
I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster.
That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what you've got.
I have to be careful. If I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case.
I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. Maybe we overlooked something.
Alright, okay. Right, we have to think carefully now. We have to think carefully. Alright, folks, I need to get travelling again. We'll listen in the car. You sort these wrong uns out, TCG. Don't you worry about that, my friend. I will. Right, we're going to pull a Murgoot, and we're going to start saving it. Mima seems to think Pepper. Right, okay. It's got to be this area. Right. I mean, Acro knew where he would be because Acro placed this in the pocket of Regina, specifically to say to meet at the Lodging House Plaza. Let's give it a go. No, okay, not that. Right. Ah! Okay. What about the box? Should we try the box? Let's try the box. Yeah, it's the box. It's the box, guys. It's the box. Go with your gut. Go with your gut, TCG. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. I vote the box. You did indeed. And it worked. You can't be shadow banned. Hang on. Hang on. What's going on? No one will know I'm gay. Right, let me top chat. If you top chat, live chat it again. Oh, there we go. My message does not go through here. Yeah, no, your message is here. I can see you. I can see you guys. Are you... Right, just to confirm, you are still seeing everything that I'm seeing. I'm getting nothing this end, which is telling me that... Nothing here is telling me. Streamlabs... Streamlabs is working fine. I wonder if it's a YouTube thing this time around. My internet's fine as well. Right, anyway. Quite precisely, I may add. Your silly hintings at things is pointless, Herr Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. Or I should say, maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? I can see now. I think the rain makes the small town 4G act weird. Ah, okay. Then it's just, yeah. Sounds like it's just you, Murgu, and that inferior American Wi-Fi. The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. It was a trap. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean? If the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! 9! 5G is corrupting y'all's brains. I'm sticking to my 4J and ask Jeeves. Right. Have any of you guys seen the Channel 4 miniseries? I have to go. Sorry, before I carry on, I have to go. I'll be playing Deep Rock Galactic with some people on their stream. Oh, nice one, Maverick. Yeah, go have fun, mate. And yeah, thank you very much for stopping by, dude. I appreciate it. And yeah, sorry. So I watched this film called, I think it's called Dead Set, which was like it's like a Big Brother spoof. And I'm talking about the reality TV show Big Brother, not the George Orwell one. Where basically a zombie outbreak happens. And fun little fact, there is actually a comic that sort of takes place prior to the events of the TV series. And what you've got to bear in mind as well is I don't even think 4G was a thing at the time when this came out. I think it was still 3G. But the cause of the outbreak in the comic prelude, the prequel, was that 5G was installed and was up and running and operational, and it was the waves from the 5G that corrupted y'all's brains and turned them into flesh-eating zombies.
Hang on, I remember that. It wasn't... Yes, Dead Set. Yes. Charlie Brooker. That's the one, GB. The Brazilians as well. It's on Netflix. I'm pretty sure it's Brazilian, but the Brazilians have got their own spin-off of Dead Set as well on Netflix. So you can watch both of them. So yeah. There you go. But if you haven't got it here, get yourself a VPN and come on over to Britbongland, where you can watch it there, and the Brazilian one as well. Order! This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just got to keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward. Yeah, do you know what? Dead Set actually isn't that bad of a show. Ending's a bit meh, but it's quite cool. Like, the Big Brother contestants have no idea what's going on for the vast majority for about half the season, which is pretty funny. Do you have a code for a VPN I can use to get a juicy discount? I don't have a NordVPN deal. I tell you what I will. Oh, okay. I don't know whether I should say this or not. I'm sure it's fine because when people get sponsors. But I do have a VPN. I'm not going to say which one, actually. But I do have a VPN because actually it's quite handy, because part of my research, especially this, like, for example, the case that I'm doing at the moment, because it's based in the Netherlands, the information over here is quite scarce, but you can get quite a bit of information from the Netherlands, because obviously it's a localized case there. So that plus Google Translate, it's quite handy. But yeah, when I'm doing American cases, I have to switch to an American VPN to get access to some of the websites there. If I'm using research material from there, because of GDPR laws, some companies, some like media organisations don't allow me to view their articles because of the good old general data protection regulations. Thanks, EU. Very cool. So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Huge Knob, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down.
Ow! Allow me to whip some of the... Ah! Mr. Phoenix, right? Ow! 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 The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box.
That's why the box was so specially made. Yeah, Nico, it is, yeah. Not every, to be fair, not every American site, but there's a lot of them that are like, yeah, we don't want to comply with GDPR, and so, because you're stinky Europeans and we are the superior Americans, so therefore, we won't comply with your laws over in your lands. We'll just stick to serving the American people.
Specially made?
Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. Well, I would say the contents. I don't know, hang on, let's have a look at the box. Oh, it boasts a small but strong lock. Oh man, what should we say? No taxation without representation. I tell you what. Saving it again. Saving it again. I don't think it'll hurt me. Let's go with the contents. Do you recall what was inside the wooden box? There was only a small bottle of pepper, wasn't there?
Get on, visit.
Well...
What's the matter? Cat's got your tongue?
I don't see any relationship between the location of his head and the box's contents. I think I might have outthought myself.
No, Nick. You didn't think enough.
Mr. Wright, do you still maintain the box had some sort of special feature? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. Let's go with the size of the box. The box was a remarkable size.
Size?
Exactly. I think you can tell from the picture that the wooden box was very large, and it was only housing a small little jar of pepper. To lift it up, one would have been required to squat, meaning that one would have had to have taken it up in both arms, right? Moreover, the box is quite heavy, It weighs in the neighbourhood of 20 pounds. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it?
That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Bill Gates stuck his chip in me and made me get autism vaccines. I shouldn't say that because no doubt the stream will get community noted. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! Do we have sausage gravy? I'm sure we do. I'm sure we do. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore?
I've heard what you've had to say.
Oh no, I've been clipped again.
I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills.
Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza?
Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he is proposing.
What?
Mr. Wright?
Huh.
Do you recall the original location of Max's bust?
Yeah, I remember.
Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria.
Then
what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself.
Ah, that means...
You understand what that means, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room?
I'm calling it the wheelchair.
You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice.
Oh no, do you know what? To be fair, we probably do have sausage gravy. We have beef, but I tend to go for beef gravy. I don't trust the British sausage. It's probably full of beans. No, actually, it's really not. It really isn't. But it'll have everything else. Eyes, intestines, a little bit of meat, bones, ground up, and it's so good. Love me sausage, giggy sausages. In fact, I'm gonna sausage. There we go.
Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria.
Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all. Just all right, Mr. Wright. Let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bust from the cafeteria back to his room? Hang on. Okay. I mean, I could... that doesn't really answer it, though, isn't it? I mean, we could say money. Because, if you look at the... It is shiny. Right. Okay. My gut's telling me to go for him himself, because I feel like he would have stashed it in the wheelchair. But... Okay. A monkey? Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring.
So, are you saying that the witness had a monkey steal the bust?
Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room.
Acro's room? But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record.
My, those are some very nice cards he's holding.
Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate.
Order! Order! I said order! Miss Von Karma! Where is the bust in this question? Where is the bust in question at this moment?
I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak.
This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as a murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon? Purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer.
Moron!
Oh, okay, we've sold it, guys. Not Moriarty did it. Mr. Wright's argument was so circular. I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that.
Uh-oh. Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of attorney.
Fraud?
You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Herr Phoenix, right?
And what is that?
You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Ah!
Yeah, just like a Cluedo character, Nico.
There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony.
That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let it beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around.
When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this, and only this, Mr. Herr Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw?
Shit. Kebabs. Okie dokie. Oh, crap, I can't skip. Right. Who was the murderer the clown saw? Oh God, I feel I'm struggling here. Can't save it. Who was the murderer? Just go back for the bust again, maybe. Okay. He saw Max's Ow!
I asked who was the other person Mo saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette, but he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. Here we go. We're on the attack now. You hear that music? How is that possible? Well, it's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. Lucky lad.
What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
there's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one of the cards in the bust's hands.
Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust?
It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree? Ah! He caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Has to have been him. Maybe it got caught up. No, Acro couldn't have done... No, Acro couldn't have been, though, because he went out with Acro's hat and... Come on. Yes!
Fool! Him?
You are saying it was the victim himself? Russellberry? Right, you know what, I'm going to save it now just in case. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust.
Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright?
Explain yourself.
Nick, do you really have a handle on all of this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim, oh!
You wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be.
It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet.
What?
Do you see it now, chat? Do you see it now? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. Ah, bless you, JFC. That's alright, man. That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. Will do, JFC. How many hours you got left if you've got time to comment on... If you've got time, if you're still here? When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo just saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window, so he just kept pulling the bust up. Ta-da! And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. I started at 7, it's 3:35 right now. We'll probably have a short day today. Oh, bless you. And only work till 5. Oh, blimey, man, it's still like 10 hours, though. Acro, it could only have been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. Sure has. But he's come to the end of his rope now.
So?
Oh, 10 hours is a short day, Jesus. What now?
You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true?
Evidence?
In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip.
And so anyone hear about the escaped murderer running around Pennsylvania last 2 weeks? No, I haven't. But there was a terrorist, alleged terrorist, running around our streets for about a week. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Escaped from a security B prison. Yes, escaped from a security B prison and was caught, I think, yesterday or the day before. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence?
Nick, they say they want evidence.
I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method, but there was still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account.
Unusual?
Contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims.
Time to save.
I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. For what? It's got to be this now, surely. Oh, no, I know. Right, hold on. No, I know. Yeah, maybe? No. Oh, great. Okay. Damn it. Alright, don't worry. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. I'm just guessing now. No. Oh, crap. Nico! Yeah, I mean... Maybe the crime photo? No. Problem is, I wasn't really paying attention to the bloody dialogue. Hard proof, please. Hang on a minute. Right. What's... Oh, man. That's the thing, I don't really know. Excuse me. Just run through it, no. Mo, yeah. Yeah, let's try Mo. Or did I just try Mo? Yeah, I just tried Mo, didn't I? No, it's not Mo. Okay. Chat, we are in trouble. Oh, bless me, I'm sorry to hear that. I've just seen that in the chat now. Right, let's have a think.
I mean, surely I can't be producing the bust again, can I? The pepper? No, right. Oh, go on then. Let's try the hat. It's the hat. It's a bloody hat. Hey, Burnsy, how you doing? The problem is Max's 3 symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. I think the pepper might be later. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses was the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. There we go, yeah, I see. You fool! Do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust's. Yes.
Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction?
Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick?
Of course, I can explain all of it. Yeah, same here, Nico.
What was that?
Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses?
Whee!
Do you get it yet? If the cloak snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order! Order! Ah, well done, Burnsy. This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads.
Let's do this, Nick. And maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel.
Why don't either of them look bothered?
Well, so much for that theory.
Mr. Wright, do you mind?
What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't?
Well, if you did, then maybe you'd understand why I think you're off track.
Why is that?
Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Akro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now.
What do we do now?
There's no doubting that Akro deeply respected the ringmaster.
Akro's motive. It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingaling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
To be continued. Murgu, ringmaster disguised as Max, grudge against Max. Sounding like it. Sounding like it indeed. Right. I don't know how much is left in the tank. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm not going to leave it on a cliffhanger. What do you think I am? Coronation Street. Let's go. Let's go. December 30, 2:17 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 5. How'd you going, Nico?
I can't believe it. Acro?
It's pretty shocking, isn't it?
It definitely is. And to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated?
Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose.
He did?
Psst, psst.
But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know?
But you're not, which is kind of the reason why...
Hey, pal. You're gonna ignore me after I went all to this trouble to bring you some evidence?
Ah, Detective Gumshoe.
Ah, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways.
Now, Detective. Look, I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little?
We've got some really tasty milk.
How about a card trick, Detective?
Oh, well, if you insist.
Now, about that evidence you mentioned, what is it?
Marina, good evening.
Here you go.
Hey, that's the cloth that we got nicked from earlier, from a previous stream, wasn't it?
Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room.
Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later.
Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this?
That's why this is all a secret.
Huh?
Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan.
I don't know. Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now.
You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion.
Final plans?
Uh-huh. That reminds me. I got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. Or something like that. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here.
What did he mean by that? The very end part?
I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me.
Oh, one more thing.
Ah! Don't scare me like that.
It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant.
What? For me?
It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils.
An entire dairy's worth of milk? For me?
Oh, Marina, you've missed a whole bunch of the stream. Don't worry. Always go back on the replay. Oh, I forgive you. Just make sure you've hit that like button. Smash that like button over the head with a massive bust. But you have excellent stuff. December 30, 2:27 p.m. District Court Courtroom number 2. Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off.
I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime.
Understood. Now, Mr. Dingerling.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please proceed with your testimony.
Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay?
Just do me a favour and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. I've got to give Acro some credit. I don't know if I'll be able to lie like this. I know, right? Oop.
When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. thumb will do, Mima, if you don't have the bust to smash the like button with.
You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem.
You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question. Yeah, of course. The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness.
You're so tactless, Herr Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness.
Ugh. It's hot and cold at the same time. My dressing gown on, and I get hot with the window open. Take it off, I'm cold. Close the window, I'm hot. About the ringmaster. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. We? Yes, my brother Sean and I.
What? You have a brother?
How old were you when this happened, Acro?
Toweling robe. It's late at night. I'm in my night gear now. I was 8 years old and my brother was 4.
Your parents were very cruel, weren't they?
Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Berry Big Circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like. Real men wear dressing gowns, Nico.
No crying in court. Let's keep going.
The witness may proceed with his testimony.
That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about the other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come see us with a laugh and a smile.
What a beautiful story.
That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him.
Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person?
I know, he seems like a nice guy, which is what makes this so difficult.
So then how long have you been a performer?
I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age? I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dingling... Oh my god. Their name is Dingleberries, guys. Why have I only just got that? Dingleberries? Oh my god. Don't get me wrong, I freaking love this writing even more now. But that actual Dingleberries... It's nearly a household name.
I've even heard of them in Germany. In Deutschland.
Liar. Point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus.
You truly are a remarkable young man.
The judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. Oh, they definitely knew, Nico. They definitely knew.
I wanted to find a way to repay the Ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Did you ever have any trouble with the Ringmaster?
Ow! How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony? Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard. Ow! Ow, ow, ow,
No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see the witness ever taking the victim's life.
Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor.
Nick, I hate to say it, I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a jerk. I think that would be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the Ringmaster leads me to believe that. It is pretty unlikely.
Exactly right, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, I would like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the Ringmaster dead?
Well, chat, I can't provide one. I can't because they're such a long history. Why would he? Why would he want to do something like that? Hey? Oh, shutting that window now. Right. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. Mogu's on something. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the Ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the Ringmaster at all. Ow!
Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russell Berry, Ringmaster.
Well, if you want to jump to the end of things, then yeah, that sounds about right.
The end of things?
Acro, you didn't plan to kill the Ringmaster at all, did you? The Ringmaster wasn't your target that night.
What did you say?
I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the Ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with.
Ooh, was?
Order! Order! Bailiff, I don't care who it is. Smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Now!
Herr Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else?
I am indeed. Hang on a minute. Max wasn't the target. What's his beef with Max? Who does he have beef with? But Regina.
Regina Berry?
This young girl is the Ringmaster's daughter, correct?
Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you?
You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question.
He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, you're wrong. That's it. We can see you, Murgu. I see you, Murgu, if that's a test.
That's it, huh? Yeah, Phoenix Wright.
Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to... Ow!
The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself.
Huh?
And that goes for you too, Herr Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence, now! I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry.
The service is apparently unavailable. Chat, are you having issues again? Everything seems to be fine my end. Hang on a minute. Right. Top chat. Live chat. There we go. Oh, wait. What? You mean the live chat service is unavailable? Oh, dear. G. What? No. I'm good now. Okay, excellent. Okay, cool. Right. Okay, so... Ooh, I think it's fixed. Okay. Oh, brilliant. Okay, thank you. I do worry. I really do. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl. It's really simple. Ooh. Come on. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, "To the Murderer." Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Oh my. Order. Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours. Chat's coming in and out your end, is it, Murgoot? I don't understand. Okay. Again, I'm going to blame YouTube. Because everything seems to be working fine this end. Let me top chat you. And live chat you again. Yeah. Sounds like a YouTube issue at the moment, I'm afraid. It's the truth, Your Honour. It isn't a theory. Big internet broke in the UK, yeah. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, I mean the ringmaster, saw the note? That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today? Lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it. Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bust fly. Hey, Nick. Isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience? She is, unfortunately. It's only going to get harsher from here. I think Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas of foolishly foolish tomfoolery. You're foolish, so foolish. You've made me sound like a fool. Hardishly fool. Very well, Mr. Herr Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell me about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yeah? What about that line? Well, if the note was meant more for Regina Berry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza.
in place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note?
The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago. Now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time.
Moron!
Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago.
Really, Nick?
No, I think so.
Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is.
I can't answer that question. The judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The second conclusive evidence about the incident from 6 years ago, months ago, is actually... It's got to be the pepper. Oh no, achoo. Oh gosh, please.
What kind of spicy joke is this, Herr Phoenix Wright?
It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for.
What do you mean?
Well, Murgu. Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence was what was inside.
Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper?
Well, taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw.
Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. But I'm going to say first. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim?
Ooh, well, I would say it was...
Batman!
We're on a 4-star there. Or 4 bars.
Who is this?
That is your Acro's younger brother.
What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead.
Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead.
Regina. She did that to him?
Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? No, naturally. The prosecution has looked into Acro Brothers' Sean Dinglingberry. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state.
Lion?
Regina, Miss Regina Berry, is an animal tamer by trade.
I'm so tired. Sorry.
However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human.
Oh, Nico, what pizza you having?
They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her.
So then what happened to Acro's brother?
He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident.
I see.
Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident?
Yeah, it was just an accident. I suppose it was truly an accident.
It's essential that a man knows when to give up, a Phoenix Wright.
It's impossible to prove Miss Berry's involvement in a murder attempt, isn't it?
Ha! Instigating a lion to attack. Whoever's heard of something like that? And to think that the defense claimed it was conclusive evidence.
Ugh. A small bottle of pepper? A lion? What's their connection?
Ah! What's the matter, Nick?
I figured it out. Wow. It was right in front of my nose the entire time. In fact, it was so close to my nose, I don't know how I didn't sneeze. Your Honor, wait. What is it? The lion-biting bat was no accident at all. What? Oh, okay.
You're such an amateur, Herr Phoenix Wright. There is no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being.
She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother, Bat. Yes, it's got to be this. It's got to be this. Come on, come on. Yes, that's just a scarf. Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who is the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina. There is something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. Phrasing! But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it.
Herr Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling?
Smiling? The lion was smiling? Oh, I do like me a margarita pizza. I do love me a margarita.
Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed, and it looked like he was smiling.
Lions smile?
I've never heard of them smiling. However,
Lion sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What?
you fool!
You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma?
I object. For objection's sake. Herr Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened?
Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke as you put it. Which is why he had tried to get his revenge against Regina.
You foolish idiot.
It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect that it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true?
You don't mean... You can't mean... Witness!
Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper? The scarf? The lion? I see where you're going with this.
but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your testimony and theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where is the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence?
The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, to be more precise.
The murder weapon? The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, it would be awfully conclusive in my eyes.
Yes, it would be.
The bust.
Nick, you've got to do something.
This is the last step. I get this one right. The case is won. The bust is missing, yeah. Right. Let's save it here. I have a theory. So let's see if I'm right. Might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but why aren't you going to search his room?
It looked like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma, total justice.
I guess. I figured with you that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned.
Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday.
Called it. What did you find?
There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put the point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for.
You see, Mr. Wright, the bust wasn't in my room.
Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story.
Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. It looks like you lacked the final nail to put into my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense. The only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. It's always the tourists. Gumshoe's Division Investigation? That would be a good one. I'd love to see a standalone Gumshoe game.
Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust. Where is it now?
Where is the bust right now?
You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bust is. I'm sure you do.
There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? Uh-oh. It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short.
Thank you for your support.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness. That's alright, Marina, don't worry.
Hold it!
Go on. Where's Mia? Come on. Mia? Oh, Maya?
Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous, and I've bit my tongue.
Huh?
What?
We need to do what? Ow!
Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she?
Do you want to know where the bust is?
Might do.
Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright?
What? You're asking me? Rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait. You can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across for our own tightrope.
Oh, excuse me. Oh.
If we don't, we're certain to lose.
Very well. The defense may proceed.
He doesn't have a clue. I don't think he'll be finding any time soon. Walking the tightrope of logic. There's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward and saving. No yawning, I know.
The murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now?
Somewhere in this courtroom. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. It's the witness stand. It's the witness stand, chat. It's my theory is the bust is with Acro. I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there? Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. But... which is why you had to hide it. In the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. What? Oh my god. Oh no, Von Karma ain't happy.
You fool! How could you?
Uh-oh. She ain't happy. She ain't happy. You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them? Miss Franziska Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Was?
There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust... Obviously, I couldn't throw that away. I still can't believe he was able to smile on the stand while implicating his co-worker for a murder he committed, I know, right? When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy, and now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma.
crime. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead.
Yeah, busted.
It's amazing. Uh-huh. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't.
I can't believe it. Me? Make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that.
It seems we finally arrived at the truth.
Just spilled the last of me lemonade.
Acro. Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime.
Acro.
All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. You know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her. No matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely. That she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina.
How dreadful.
So are you saying that you were a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first, I thought I'd killed myself. And I'd wanted giving myself up. Just couldn't up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. I hate these games trying to gaslight the audience into thinking Phoenix is a bumbling attorney when thanks to him so many people were safe from false accusations. I know. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry, Max. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself.
I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again.
I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty.
Hey, chat, we did it. We did it. Yeah, we did it. We did it. Yay!
This court is adjourned.
Oh my god. We did it, chat. We done it.
December 30, 4:27 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby, number 5. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this.
Necro, the Ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh?
Let's get some milkshakes, absolutely. Make mine a strawberry, baby. That's a good question. One I don't know the answer to.
Many congrats, but only at max 1,000,000 of them.
Thank you.
What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? Well, she's been like this for a while now. It's all my fault.
Yeah, it was. Sweetie? Sweetie pie?
Matt and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina, Mr. Wright, tell me something.
What do you want to know, Regina?
Acro said something right at the end.
I just couldn't up and leave yet.
Does that mean that Acro is he gonna try and get his revenge on me?
I don't think so. He's not going to do that to you, Regina.
Are you sure? Are you really sure? I can believe that.
Yeah. Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore.
If that's true, then I want to see some evidence.
Huh?
I want to know you're not just making up stuff about Acro and I want his revenge. And I should have fucking saved it.
His brother, maybe? I suppose it would be the brother. It doesn't really matter at this stage, to be honest. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again.
But Pat... That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... Uh-huh. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes, and then until he can meet Acro again.
That's so sweet of you, Regina.
I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat.
Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind.
Hey, Max.
What is it, Mo?
We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract.
I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now?
Ah, that's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he?
Hmm?
Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers. No one wants to leave the circus. That's why I made a decision.
What is it?
I decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn the circus into the best circus this world has ever seen.
The best circus in the world has ever seen?
Don't laugh!
That's quite the goal.
Yay! I can't wait.
Then I guess that changes things.
Huh?
There's only one thing the best circus in the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen.
Max,
let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy?
I don't know what to say. All I can say is, thank you.
Regina? You're gonna help them out too, aren't you?
I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me.
What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to this court today? We've got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been.
Mo?
Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the very big circus without Regina Berry.
Max? Nick?
It seems like everything is going to turn out all right here.
I can't wait to go see the best circus the best circus the world has ever seen.
We'll save you the most fabulous seats.
It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm gonna order special whoopee cushion seats.
I see. What made the case?
Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid off just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you?
It was just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney.
You mean Mr. Wright?
Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back.
Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Dun dun dun! You can't see it, chat, but I legitimately have goosebumps. I legit have goosebumps because of that little dialogue. And a brand new episode has been added. Farewell, my turnabout. Boom. So Edgeworth isn't dead. So what the hell is up with Edgeworth and Mr. Attorney of Aces himself? It's a great reveal. It is a brilliant reveal. Yeah, so what is up with that? If he ain't dead, why does Phoenix not want anything to do with him? And why does he keep saying that he's dead? What the hell's going on, chat? I guess we're going to have to find out next time, aren't we? I think we're going to have to wait and find out. Yes. I think we're going to have to wait and find out until next time. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bilbo, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes Turnabout Big Top. I hope you've enjoyed that one. It is a very, very underrated case, in my opinion. One which I really regret forgetting so much about, but I'm really looking forward to the next one. I think I remember bits of this one. I think, and it's Nico says it is such a roller coaster, indeed. So, when will we be doing that? I hear you ask. Well, won't be tomorrow, because tomorrow we're over on Proper Horror Show's channel, so be sure to subscribe. Link is in the description, so you don't, and hit the notification bell for that one, so you don't miss out. We're going to be, brilliant, nice one, Nico. Thank you very much. So yeah, make sure you stick around and tune in for that, because we're going to be talking about the 1990 anthology horror. Murgut should be joining us with that for that one as well. Tales from the Dark Side. Quite a fun little movie, with some really good character, with some really good casting. And then, yeah, what are we going to do for the rest? Well, Friday night I think would be a good night to come back to this, don't you? Friday night. It will be between 9 and 10, but I will confirm nearer the time. It will probably be closer to 9 than it will 10. I am bloody knackered. There's a few occasions where I thought I was going to fall asleep on stream. Wouldn't be the first time. So, yeah, guys, thank you ever so much for sticking around. And if you are watching this on the replay, again, I really appreciate it. Thank you ever so much. Please do ensure that that like button is pressed hard as you are leaving this evening. And yeah, if you're new here, do subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me what you thought. And share it with anybody you think might enjoy this series. There's an entire playlist going right back to the first Ace Attorney game, so there's plenty of parts to catch up on there. And yeah, we're almost I think we're almost complete with the second turnabout, second game. I can't remember if there's 4 or 5 turnabouts on this one. I think there's 5. I'd have to go and double check. But if there's 4, then I'm going to be really disappointed. But regardless, it means we get on. Once we finish this one, we get to my favourite one, which is Trials and Tribulations. Now that has some banger cases. And I thought there was only 4. I thought it was. Because there was only 4 in the original Ace Attorney when it was released on the DS, not the DS, the Game Boy Advanced. So, excuse me, the 5th turnabout that you see in the DS versions and this version was a bonus case to highlight the capability of those consoles. You know, the old fingerprint dusting, because the DS you could blow onto the screen, it would blow away the fingerprints. It was very cool. And it also had a microphone as well, so you could literally shout objection and hold it, and it would actually do it, which was such a cool little thing. So yeah, looks like we're on the final turnabout for Ace Attorney. So yeah, again, hit the like button, subscribe. If you're new here, please do all of those fancy algorithmic things that we all like you to do to get this channel up and rising. It's 149 subs when I last checked. We're looking to get it to 500. So please do help us. We're also on the main channel. Don't forget to subscribe to that channel as well, That Crime Guy, where I cover true crime content. Not as often as I would like to due to my real world commitments, but hey, who knows? This could be this could be a future job, so who knows? Yeah, but we're almost at 10,000 now. We're like about 250 odd away to 10,000. And shout out to the Crime Reel as well for promoting my Chris Benoit video yesterday. I really appreciate that, lad. We actually worked on a case together. If you want to look it up, it's the Railway Killers. It's a good one. Well, good story. It's a good presented story, but it's a shocking one. Mental. So yeah, guys, again, I'm yammering now. Thank you ever so much. I will see, hopefully, all of you tomorrow over on Proper Horror Show's channel. And then, yeah, we'll be back here on Friday night to crack on with, with some more Ace Attorney. And yeah, please do, Nico. Please do. I'd appreciate it greatly. Thank you. Yeah. So all that is left to say is until next time, take care and goodbye for now.